What is up, my friends? Raw Fury here. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Everything is all janky janky. Raw Fury here, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing a little something over here right now, which is I have the fantastic people of Two Sweet Cosplay here. Guys, we're going to be talking some wrestling talk. How about you guys go around and tell everybody who you are?
Who's going first? I guess I'll go. What's up, everybody?
Yes.
My name is Nico. How y'all doing?
Hey everyone, Steve-O here.
What's up, everybody? Wild Card here.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? EJV here.
Oh,
Alright,
HAV. Well, apparently, like wild card, a thing is that every time you say wild card, you have to like howl at the moon. So it's like wild card.
Yeah.
And EJV apparently EJV is more like it's sexy like EJV. Yeah. That's the thing. But yet again, right now we are live on my Twitch channel. We're just talking wrestling because I was just a fantastic guest on their two Converse podcast YouTube show that they do, which is so awesome. And we were just talking about the Survivor Series and the 30 years of history, 30 plus years, 34 years of history for Survivor Series, and we were just talking about that, and literally we went even overtime because that's how great the conversation was. And now this is like overtime because we're talking about more wrestling stuff. And Two Sweets Cosplay, they actually have some fantastic subjects that they want to talk about today. So I'm just gonna drop back and let you two sweet guys tell us what the heck we're gonna be talking about in Russell Talk today on Just Chatting.
Alright, very nice. So, funny enough, we're on Twitch, and we're actually going to be talking about that issue, the hot issue of WWE banning talents from Twitch, Cameo, OnlyFans, etc. Recently, WWE started cracking down on their talents, making revenue off of these third-party sites. Zelina Vega was released last Friday due to that because she refused to drop her OnlyFans account, in which fans pay a monthly fee to see her do new cosplay photos. None of them are not safe for work or nudes, if you will. And superstar Paige actually had an emotional breakdown on one of her streams, and she's very upset about this policy. She's a retired wrestler. She can't compete anymore. Her show on FS1 with all the other talents, such as Renee Young, CM Punk, etc., got canceled. That's no longer a show, so she's getting paid a little less and is just trying to make a name for herself out on her Twitch outlet. And Paige, Zelina, and others want to start a union. This could be a draw comparisons to Jesse the Body Ventura trying to start a union back in the 80s. But what do you guys think? Should WWE lighten up their policy and let their talents do Twitch and all these other things, or should there be restrictions? Who'd like to start this one off?
I'll go.
Nico, go for it.
Originally, when I heard this, I was very shocked. That I couldn't believe that somebody actually got fired. It was like, wait a minute, you're making money from the WWE. Why do you need the other source of income? I mean, granted, I love money. Everybody loves money. And for those of you who say, oh, money isn't everything, try not having it. Money might not be everything in the next lifetime, but in this lifetime, money helps out a lot. And then I started to think, wait a minute. Right now, because of this pandemic that we're all dealing with, wrestlers aren't making money off of live events. Wrestlers are just working Monday or Friday and the occasional Sunday, and that's it. And that's not usually everybody. Whereas for if you're at a live event on that weekend, road trip or whatever, everybody works that, undercard talent, not just the main event guys, but usually for Raw, SmackDowns, and the pay-per-views, you're seeing your top stars. Granted, Selena was being put in the top program with Asuka before the draft happened a couple months ago. I really loved Zelina Vega's program with Asuka. She is my Latin queen. She's Puerto Rican, so I'm a huge supporter of her and her story. But I think the beauty out of all this is maybe we could get, wrestling unionized. Because countless wrestlers have wanted that before in the past. CM Punk mentioned it in his Shoot podcast back in 2014. Jesse the Body Ventura famously said, hey, we should unionize wrestling. They almost had that in the works until somebody opened their mouth and told Vince. I won't say his name. It rhymed with Bach Blogan.
What up, brother?
Yep, there you go.
Sister?
He was the rat of the group there.
I didn't say it.
But I think it would be great for the wrestling in the long run, but I just don't know, because here's the thing about a union, and whether you have union for ironworkers, laborers, whatever, you need to have one person represent you and speak for you. That's called a union rep. But in wrestling, how many times when one wrestler tries to say something that's real, another wrestler immediately shuts it down, or somebody's ego gets in the way? That is the only thing that concerns me. The person who immediately talked to Zelina Vega after she sent out the tweet, I support unionization, which immediately blew up because people were like, oh, she got released 10 minutes after. People, no, let me tell you something. She got released before she sent out that tweet, because Thea Trinidad, Zelina Vega, whatever you want to call her, she is not a dumb idiot. She knew she was being released, which is why she sent out that tweet. If that was the case, then there would be countless other wrestlers that would want to send that tweet out. But to my original point, the president of SAG in California for the union immediately reached out to her. She is an actress who appeared on 90210. I cannot remember her name right now. Please forgive me. But she appeared on 90210 with Luke Perry, whose son is Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who is a wrestler in AEW. So maybe since she has that connection to the wrestling a little bit, that could possibly lead to unionizing the wrestling industry. There are countless talents that want that. I mentioned CM Punk. Maria Kanellis is someone I know pretty well who also would love to see that, along with her husband, Mike Bennett, and countless others. I hope it happens. I think it would be great overall, but I just don't know. And I'll let you guys throw your 2 cents in, but that's pretty much all I got to say. Anybody want to take it next?
Sure, I will. When I first saw that Zelina Vega got released, it was shocking, definitely shocking, because she, like you said, she was in a main event spot with Asuka for the Raw Women's title. She was in big matches, and then all of a sudden she gets pushed by the wayside, and then now she's released. And I figured, okay, the unionization tweet at first, like everybody else, thought, oh, that's it. And then I read it was what reports are saying is because she started an OnlyFans account. That was the last, according to sources, that was the last straw. Because OnlyFans, as many of you know, is mainly predominant with, sex workers and people who sell nudes online, but that's not its basis. The basis of it is people are doing alternative ways to make content to make extra money on the side. I know WWE probably doesn't like their talent using their wrestling names as for their outside projects, because even though they are considered independent contractors by name, they're still under a WWE contract, and their alias, whether it be Adam Cole or Zelina Vega or Xavier Woods, those names are still WWE trademarks unless they're owned by the talent themselves. And so when they're making money using a WWE trademark name. That's why when Woods uses up, up, down, down, he goes by Austin Creed. And that's probably one of the mistakes that Adam Cole made, is he didn't use his real name, Austin Jenkins, on his Twitch stream too. But I understand these guys trying to have a creative outlet, and I understand them trying to push other projects that they're passionate about, whether it be gaming, whether it be cosplay, whether it be film, TV, whatever. But when you're using a trademark name that you don't own without the WWE's permission, that's kind of a red flag. And I get that, but also I get the fact that WWE is stopping talent from pursuing what they love outside of just professional wrestling. And yeah, they should be allowed to. They should be allowed to pursue their interests. Paige, same thing. Paige, she loves gaming. She loves streaming. And, in my opinion, she should be able to do what she wants without the WWE telling her, hey, you can't do this. She's not an active competitor anymore. I get she's using the Paige name once again, using a trademark name. However, it's the only thing she really has right now. And I could, from a personal standpoint, when you have only one thing that you can rely on, not only for just outside income, but also to keep your mind off of not being able to be in the ring anymore, not being able to entertain millions of people. And you love doing that specifically, it can be heartbreaking. And we saw that with Paige when she broke down on her live stream. So I 1000% get that. As far as the union goes, would I like to see it happen? It would be interesting to see if it could happen. I don't know, though. It's one of those things that is, I'm not saying a double-edged sword, but it's something that it's going to take a while for it to appear. That's just my opinion on that. But, yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, it sucks these wrestlers are not being able to do their creative outlets. But it's also a double-edged sword in using the WWE trademark name. Wild card, you want to take it from here? You muted, brother.
Need to unmute.
Okay. Take two right there. All right. Okay. Anyway, so as much as
just to let you guys know, everybody mute your sounds because we have a little echo. So if you're not talking, just mute yourself.
Okay. Cool.
All right, you're good, Andrew. Go for it.
All right. Anyway, so much like the rest of my colleagues are saying, I mean, this was surprising. Honestly, I thought this was like some kind of fake news that was like reported out. Like the first, when I got wind of this, I was just like scrolling through my Instagram and I'm seeing like, oh, Zelina Vega got released, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh, this has got to be like fake news. This is like impossible because, she's basically a main star on the WWE roster right now. It's not like she's like being used as a jobber. The thing was, like, when more reports of this started to pop up, that's when I realized it was just like, oh man, this is WWE is cracking down, especially with the the announcement of them trying to take down a lot of the streams of certain wrestlers there who are using Twitch or doing other kind of projects like that there too. And I know that Zelina Vega was doing something like that with Twitch too. And I've seen some of her stuff. It's pretty cool to kind of see not just her, but people like Xavier Woods, Adam Cole, AJ Styles, just being themselves, just being able to, just pursue something that's not wrestling related, and just to allow fans to see another side of them that is not in ring related, just so that way it gives them a little bit more variety, because as Rob, as I mean, in pro wrestling, there's a fine line between your character and real life personas too. But I think that just seeing what WWE is doing, just trying to almost take something individual away from all of these performers, that's something that just really grinds my gears with that a little bit. So it's almost like we're just trying to take something they're very passionate about and just almost like trying to make money off of it or just try to control them or whatever. So I wasn't too crazy about the move, honestly. But as E pointed out just a few minutes ago, I mean, that's the thing. When you work for a big company like WWE, I mean, you basically, they own that name. They basically, in a sense, own you. So I mean, especially if you try to make money that's not WWE related, then that's just I mean, I can see that as a way for the company to be a little bit upset with their employees. I mean, so I mean, there's looking at it that way. But I'm personally just not crazy about the move, just because especially in times like the COVID times, as I like to call them. Wrestlers need to make money there too. I mean, they need to find ways for a source of income, and if this was like their only way of doing it, and that's taken away, what else do they got to go for there too? And what's even shocking about the release of Zelina was I was actually listening to a podcast, and most of you guys, I'm sure, know it. Lillian Garcia's Chasing Glory, which is something that I highly recommend. It is a great podcast, so plug there. But Zelina Vega was actually featured on that podcast, and during that interview, Zelina was basically mentioning that the WWE treated her very well, and they were like, it was almost like a family atmosphere. I don't know about you guys, but what they're doing with a lot of these, trying to take away a lot of the individualization of a lot of these wrestlers here. I don't know how that doesn't sound very family-like, if you ask me. So, but anyway, that's really my 2 cents on that. But as far as unionization goes, I would be very intrigued to see that happen, whether it will happen or not. But I think just something like that, something as powering as Zelina Vega being released, somebody as talented as her. I mean, there has to be a voice in this, and I can tell you right now, and I'm sure we all can agree, she could potentially be the voice of the matter because of how opinionated she is. Now, whether or not she ends up with what her future holds, we don't know for sure. But I can tell you one company that could really use her services. Yeah. So just that. Then I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to pass the baton off to Steve-O here.
Thank you very much, Wildcard, and very much like something I was going to add to that. I think that, AEW should definitely make a play for her as soon as that 90 days is expired, unless we see something drastically happen where WWE hires her back or whatever. But anyways, it sucks Zelina Vega's gone. She was a integral role about the early half of Raw in 2020. We saw her kind of like, in a bit of a mini feud with her guys, Andrade, Austin Theory, Angel Garza, having some matches weekly with Drew McIntyre. She was a big role, big voice in that. So, and then later on, she had her first match, like her first big feud with Asuka, and now she got drafted to SmackDown. And, it was kind of a slow build, but I think she would have developed into something. I think she would have been in some top tier feuds. So that does really suck. And then, like what EJV is saying, you do have to protect your property within WWE, and WWE is acting that. Like, they're like, hey, we gave you this name, Zelina Vega, or we gave you. There's various talents they've given names, and then they're gonna try to use them like to help elevate their channels on YouTube or Twitch for this matter. So I can see kind of their points. I do think it's a little bit petty and selfish on WWE. I get they're a business first and foremost, but as long as this stuff isn't interfering with work or it's causing them to miss shows or whatever, I don't see the huge deal with it. Maybe they could have tried some kind of a better compromise, or they only take a small cut if they decide to use their in-ring name, if you will. But I wish there could have been some kind of a happy medium. It's just a shame that Zelina Vega is going to be, no longer in WWE because of that. But again, her loss. WWE's loss for her could be AEW's gain. And then going on to Paige, yeah, it really sucks for her because she can't wrestle anymore. You know, and they're not really using her on TV. She's not a GM. She's not a manager. She's not an on-screen personality. So I think it would have been nice if they just let her use her Twitch outlet to do something. So, I mean, I understand that she is trying to pursue it further on her own. Whether it's going to lead to her eventually getting released within WWE or not, that is remain to be seen. I do understand this, though. My understanding is when AJ Styles announced his, on-air beef with Paul Heyman, or, I mean, shoot beef, like real life, I think that was done through his Twitch channel, and that kind of, spread the word. I think if, like, talents are talking about things, probably, like, that should kind of be, hush-hush and not open to the public. I could kind of understand Vince and company getting a little bit upset about that. So maybe that's another reason they're doing that. But, I mean, I wish they could come to some kind of resolution. And then I'm going to quickly touch about the unionization before I pass on to Rob. While it would be nice if the talents were able to unionize, or I know some people are like, oh, why can't these talents work in other promotions and do this, but, keep their WWE commitments. I kind of understand why WWE kind of has a stranglehold on that, just because for the first AEW Double or Nothing show, Pac was supposed to have a match against Heyman Adam Page, but then things got messed up and Pac had to work a show in Dragon Gate USA. That fucked things up. I talked about that on an episode of Let's Grapple. I'll share a link to that, talking about unionization. But, yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that more for the wrestling side. I think they should be a little more relaxed with their social media, Twitch, whatever it likes. But that's just my personal take. Rob, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on the whole situation with unionization, that it should damn happen. It should happen because, you know what? You have a bunch of workers that are just busting their asses, literally busting their asses, like, every single day. Professional wrestlers, we have a certain number of bumps in our bump card. So there are times that, like, with the way that the professional wrestling is nowadays, it's more so that it is wrestlers have to do crazier shit every single time just to get the crowd just clapping or even interested. And those bump cards are just regular bumps that you get in the ring. Now these bump cards are going like times 4, times 10, times 20, because you're going through ladders, you're going through barbed wire shit, you're going through like light bulbs and stuff, and you're just like, why is this happening? Why does this need to happen? And, this is just security, because if you're telling me that WWE wrestlers superstars are independent contractors, then leave them the hell alone once they leave the workplace. You have no right and no legal right to bother any professional wrestler outside of the workplace for any business that they do, for the simple reason that they are an independent contractor. What they're doing right now is treating all these WWE wrestlers, I don't give a shit what you want to call them, superstars, they're wrestlers. They're treating these wrestlers like full-time employees, not giving them benefits, not giving them short-term or long-term disability. They're not giving them any 401ks. They have nothing. They have to pay for their travel. I'm talking about, you're looking at transportation. They have to pay for that. They have to pay for their hotel. They have to pay for any health care. And unless you're like really big, that's when you get some like health care taken care of. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, real quick, to kind of piggyback off of what Andy said earlier, AEW could really use the Trinidad or Zelina Vega, and the reason why, she can talk on the mic. Jesus, I guarantee you, if she comes into AEW in February when her 90 days are up, she's immediately better than anybody AEW has in their women's division, because she can talk on the mic. Name somebody in AEW right now other than maybe Britt Baker and maybe Brandy Rhodes who can talk on the mic in AEW.
Absolutely, and I think she brings the star value too. I mean, obviously she's not a 4-horse woman or Alexa Bliss, but like we mentioned, she had that star value earlier in the year on Raw. I think enough casual mainstream fans would go watch AEW because of her, but that's my personal take. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely would. I remember right after WrestleMania when they started feuding, like Hurt Faction was feuding with Drew McIntyre, and she immediately comes out with like a Scottish accent, and her and Drew McIntyre are having like a little fun back and forth on the mic. It was hilarious. It was funny, and it got over. And Zelina Vega, Thea Trinidad, if you ever do see this, I am obsessed with your Jade Mortal Kombat cosplay. I love you. You are my Puerto Rican queen. Okay, I'm done. No, seriously, look at her
Oh,
Jade.
no. Wait, hold on. You're on the topic of that there too. I was gonna say, man, her cosplayers are great.
Dude,
Fire.
Seriously, her Jade Mortal Kombat cosplayer. Oh my god, I am in love with that. Like it's chef's kiss. It honestly is.
When I saw that, man, I almost dropped my coffee, man. When
I
saw
did drop my coffee shit.
Nico, you don't drink no coffee. You too hype. You stay hype. Get out of here, Mojo Nico.
Exactly.
Nico Rawlings.
No, her cosplays are like amazing, though. I will say, and like I said, after listening to that interview with Lillian Garcia, so just hearing her talk about cosplays, she is a huge Pokemon fan. So I didn't realize that there too, but she is that like diehard Pokemon.
Where is Angry Pikachu?
What? Yeah, where is Angry Pikachu there? Angry Pikachu, right there.
There it is. We talk Pokemon, we bring out Angry Pikachu.
The very best fan Zelina ever saw. Dun, dun, dun.
Beautiful.
What was that, Andrew?
Yeah. But she's got like this Nurse Joy cosplay that I'm just like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Hey man, I have a lot
Andrew's
of
like,
surgeries.
Andrew's like, please throw me into a Pokemon battle so I could get healed up by Nurse Joy.
Yeah. No.
He'll come up with be like nurse. He'll be like, oh, I'm hurt. Like Nurse Joy's like, you're not a Pokemon. Heal me still.
I'd be like, I'm in a wheelchair. I need help.
Yeah.
Nico, that ain't gonna fly. Ezra's gonna be right behind him, and be like, nah, fuck these kids. Come here, Nurse Joy.
Anything in the corner right there. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I've got nothing to say after that.
This is
So what do you guys think? Should we do some quick Survivor Series 2020 picks? Like, just we read off the match.
Rapid fire.
All right, let's do it. I got the list from Wikipedia. I'm not gonna name all the participants unless you kind of need like some inspiration.
Just say the team names. Just say the team names. Abbreviate that shit.
All right, sure. Okay. Let's start off the first match. It's the men's Survivor Series match. Team Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle. I'm just going to call him Matt Riddle because Riddle's stupid. Versus Team SmackDown. It's Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, recently joining up with Roman Reigns, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and there's a mystery opponent, mystery partner. So they haven't officially announced it yet. We'll find out on tomorrow's edition of SmackDown. Who do you guys?
Zelina Vega.
I mean, she was on SmackDown.
No, I'm calling it Raw. That roster is the SmackDown roster is Raw. I call Raw.
I'm going with SmackDown because of Jey Uso and his association with Roman Reigns. I think that's gonna be what puts them over.
Okay.
I'm going Raw on this one.
Wait, what did you say, JD?
Yeah. Oh no, I was saying Team Raw. Definitely Team Raw. Just the size of some of the competitors, I think they're going to have the size advantage over most on SmackDown.
Nico, what's your pick? Like, am I going to be the odd man out, or are you going to join my side?
See, I don't know, because you would think maybe Team Raw, because of how they're doing it with the storyline of how dysfunctional they are, that maybe they'll right the ship and they'll get the W. But I like Team SmackDown simply because Kevin Owens is my guy, and Jey Uso is having a hell of a 2020. I swear, if they just let Jey Uso ball out, he can be a mid-card to almost a main event type talent. So I'm gonna go Team SmackDown because of Jey Uso and Kevin Owens.
All right,
But-
good. I'm not alone.
Okay.
But I have a feeling also on Friday if Seth Rollins loses because he's gonna be taking some time off, he might not be on SmackDown's Team Sunday if he loses tomorrow night against Murphy.
Yeah, you never know.
Interesting.
We're gonna get to the next match. It's the women's Raw versus SmackDown match. Team Raw is Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce. They're gonna be taking on Team SmackDown of Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and then 2 other members that need to be announced for the SmackDown team.
I'm going SmackDown.
You want
SmackDown. Yep. Yeah, anything but besides Nia Jax.
Yeah, she's very hurty.
I'm going to go with Team Raw because of this whole weird Lana push angle. Unless they announce, unless we see, Ronda Rousey or even Rhea Ripley on the SmackDown team. But otherwise, Raw.
I'm going to say Raw on this just because as much as hurty, as Nico would say, as Nia Jax is, I mean, that's still a pretty powerhouse of a team right there. But then again, I think the mystery of the 2 remainder women on SmackDown, that could be the biggest X factor right there. So that could change.
Oh my gosh, will it be X Factor, X Pac, and Albert?
Dude, that was
with the X Factor.
That was an underrated faction. X-Pac, Prince Albert, and Just Incredible.
Oh no, I am gonna turn Nico off on this camera right now. He needs to stop.
Can I just say also that I actually did like their theme, their entrance thing.
It's the shit, bro.
Stop it. You need to go home, Wildcard. Go home.
So wait, EJP, who is your pick?
Oh, my pick is gonna be Team SmackDown. And after, let's just say last night after NXT, I have a feeling one of the 2 people. Let's just say it's gonna be a nightmare for Team Raw.
Ooh. So let's get this straight. Is it 3 for SmackDown, 2 for Raw?
I didn't even go yet. All
right, go ahead, Nico.
Y'all just skipped me. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm gonna go Team SmackDown. It sucks because Chelsea Green was supposed to be on that team. That's my girl, pre-WWE, but she got hurt because somebody decided to not look where they were throwing her, and she fucked up her wrist. But I digress. But I'm gonna go Team SmackDown. I'm gonna be like Ezra said that maybe Rhea Ripley joins the team. I think that would be a good way to introduce her again to the main roster, and she could just run through both Nia and Shayna. Because with Raw downgrading, I think with Mandy Rose and Dana being hurt and going with Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans, I think Team SmackDown takes it.
Fair enough.
May I say one more thing, Steve? May I say one more thing? I predict Lana will get put through the table for a 10th time. Poor Lana, if you watch Busted Open, you know that. Also, Nia injures people so much she might as well become a member of the Hurt Business.
And that's a nice segue.
I should also point out that there is several montage videos of Lana being put through a table week by week by week by week and so forth. It's quite entertaining.
Poor Lana.
So, nice little segue with the Hurt Business mention because Bobby Lashley is going to he's the United States champion on Raw, is taking on Sami Zayn. I'm just going to straight up say Bobby Lashley.
Bobby. Just move on. Move on to the next match. It's a squash match. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I want Bobby to kill, and I'm a Sami Zayn fan. I like Sami Zayn, but I want Bobby to kill him so bad, mainly because of what Sami's using on Twitter. He's using a lot of political stuff, which I don't think is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say that is not Sami Zayn holding the Intercontinental Championship. That is the Canadian version of Fidel Castro.
You're so stupid.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, look, Bobby was in the fucking Air Force. Show that man some respect, please. Okay, I know this country isn't perfect, but you better respect the military around me, or you gonna have some problems. So,
Gotcha.
I hope Bobby gets the win. But I wouldn't be shocked if Sammy pulls it up. But I'm gonna go with Bobby.
Next match is a little more invigorating. It's the New Day from Team Raw taking on the Street Profits of SmackDown. God, that one's a tough one. I'll let you guys go first.
I'm gonna go with my boys, the New Day.
Nah. I'm going
I'm
Street
just gonna go
Profits.
with New Day as well. Although I could see like some people are speculating a heel turn for Street Profits, possibly. I could see that happening, but I'm still gonna go with the safe bet of New Day.
Love New Day, but I'm gonna pick the Street Profits on this one.
I'm saying Street Profits because they are the New Day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Street Profits as well because New Day's done it all. Give the up and coming guys that rub. So I'm gonna go with the Street Profits.
Rub that.
Exactly.
Fair enough. And then the women's match. We've seen this before, but it should be a good one nonetheless.
They wrestled each other like 20 times during the summer. Why?
I know.
Oh, it's because Sasha's in Star Wars. Sasha's in The Mandalorian. Oh my god. They ruined Bailey's historic title reign for that bullshit. You gotta be kidding me.
Dang, Nico. Say what you really feel.
I am.
For me, just because I think Asuka's had enough victories over her.
Nah.
Exactly. That's my point. You mean to tell me, Sasha, you couldn't beat Asuka when you had backup, but now you can beat her one-on-one by yourself? That makes no sense booking-wise. Sorry, I'm channeling my inner Jim Cornette here, but what the fuck? But yeah, I definitely see Sasha winning, unfortunately.
I would say that they would probably give it to Sasha because she's on the Mandalorian. But if storyline-wise, I think it would be strong to keep Asuka as champion because after the split between Bailey and Sasha, I think that you should let Sasha be the hurt heel, a la the Rockers and like Marty Jannetty or a la Ricky Morton from the the Rock and Roll Express. Let her be the baby face that just keeps getting beat down, but yet coming back up, and then finally let her explode and just go wild. Same thing they did with Bailey, but a little bit better.
She's not a good Sasha's not a good baby face, so she's a better heel.
Yeah, but you know what? She's a great wrestler, so she can play both.
Fuck her.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, what's everyone's final picks?
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Asuka as well.
Asuka. I'm going Asuka.
Do you really have to ask me this?
Nope. Let's move on to the next topic.
Exactly.
Like, I have a life-size poster of Sasha Banks hanging above my bed and a full size of Sasha Banks pillow, baby. # wildcard.
Both with the
She
holes cut
does.
out at the mouth.
Oh wow! He said both sides.
So, final bout. The new WWE WWE champion from the Raw side of things, Drew McIntyre, taking on Roman Reigns, the SmackDown Universal Champion. Glad Drew's champion again. No complaints there. But
Is this a
I'm
champion versus
predicting
champion?
Roman Reigns. You guys?
This is not champion versus champion, right? I mean, like
It's champion versus champion, but not for the titles.
but it's not for the titles. Roman's gonna win it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, love the fact that Drew's WWE champion again, but Roman is on another level right now, so I got to go with him.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's like he's on Randy Orton 2007 stats right now. Like he's untouchable. That guy is untouchable.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree. Because Roman is in the best program in WWE right now, best program possibly in wrestling. with the whole Anoa'i family. So I gotta go with Roman. Roman's gonna win this one.
Roman, yeah.
Okay, you know what? Before I give my pick here, can I just say that the match on Monday Night Raw between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton was absolutely freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the match, I highly recommend go watch it. Find it on the internet, do whatever the hell you got to do. They made that match feel like it was a big fight pay-per-view match, and they actually gave it time on TV. I was a little shocked that Drew won the belt because I honestly thought they would save Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns for a WrestleMania. But I'm happy I'm getting it now. My heart wants to say Drew just because, yes, I understand why Roman took a leave of absence during this pandemic, and I fully respect that because he has a family to think about. But just to be like, hey, Drew, you took the ball and you carried it for us. Here's a big win. You're going over. But Roman's just too good right now. I fully expect Roman to win.
So that one, aside from the Lashley match, of course, I guess is a shutout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep.
All right. Well, that looks like it's a wrap. Thank you
Okay,
so
wait,
much for
wait,
having
real
us
quick,
on
real
there
quick.
here, Rob.
Hold on.
Oh, hold up. Nico got something to say, probably about CM Punk and how he's whatever.
Fuck you. I love you. I love you though. Okay, real quick. 30th anniversary of The Undertaker. His supposed last hurrah. Does a certain fiendish character make an appearance? You know he never forgets. And The Undertaker's old school. If this is his last night, he would want to put somebody over on his way out.
Absolutely.
Why not the Fiend Bray Wyatt? Personally, what him and Alexa Bliss are doing right now is freaking phenomenal storytelling. And everything in that Firefly Funhouse means something. If you pay attention, the first time he brought Bliss into the Funhouse with the Tea Party, he had a clock. It said 11:22, November 22nd. He also had a thing that symbolized the word Kane. The Undertaker's original name was Kane the Undertaker. And of course, Kane is also the Undertaker's brother. And then in the last Firefly Funhouse, he killed Rambling Rabbit with a dart that had an American flag tip on it like the American Badass. So I'm just saying, we didn't see the Fiend on Raw. We saw Firefly Funhouse Bray, but the Fiend showed up on the screen to kind of summon both Bray and Alexa. What if the Fiend Bray Wyatt somehow puts down the Undertaker and the Undertaker, goes away, he's gone, he's dead, and the new dark entity for the foreseeable future in the WWE is the Fiend Bray Wyatt?
All right.
Let me in.
For that, just to say, Nico, you're wrong. It's gonna be Maven. He's gonna come back and he's gonna beat his ass. I'm joking. We're done. We all agree that it's the truth. That's what's gonna happen. Steve-O, kick us off.
All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah, lots of great stuff. I'm not sure how to go about the Undertaker thing. I'll just leave that be a surprise for Sunday, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they got for us. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. If this is your first time checking out the Too Sweet Cosplay game, thank you, Rob, for letting us be on here. Be sure to like this video, which will also be on our channel too, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Rob, thank you for all your works, and thank you for letting us be on and being on our show as well. Be sure to watch the newest Too Sweet Converse, which we'll be uploading most likely tomorrow, if not Saturday. We've talked 34 years of Survivor Series, and we're going to be taking a hiatus for next week due to holidays, so happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the Survivor Series weekend as well. Be sure to like Too Sweet Cosplay at Too Sweet Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. And we'll be having a panel at PocketCon Saturday, December 5th for the 2020 virtual event. More details in the description. Rob, do you have anything else to say?
Well, basically, I just want to say thank you, everybody that checked this out. Check this second Just Chatting of the day, and it always checks out my feed. Don't please go check out Two Sweet Cosplay. These guys are not only amazing people, but they love the wrestling business, and they are wrestling fans just like you and me, and geeks just like you and me. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I want to say thank you very much, and I will probably see you tomorrow night when I'm going to be streaming probably another round of Smite. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I would say peace.
Too sweet.